The illegal constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026 by Emerson Mnangagwa is really a trying and a testing political development in Zimbabwe. It's either Zimbabweans are going to continue to blame each other on who did what, they were supposed to do this. What happened in 2017, it must be confronted as it is. It was one of the greatest deceptions to ever happen in Zimbabwe. And it's a mistake that has to be corrected. It will be difficult to be corrected, but it ought to be corrected. And one of the retired military generals, that is retired Lieutenant General Winston Sekauke Mapranga, has decided after a long time to respond. I missed these remarks of Emerson Mnangagwa when he was signing this bill, when he said, if you do not like it, go and sleep and get over it. We know the people who do not like this bill. This was a message to Chiwenga. This was a message to retired generals. This was a message also to Zimbabweans in their overwhelming majority who do not like and subscribe to what Mnangagwa is doing. And you will see the resistance that would be mounted against this regime. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So these are the words of the retired military general responding to Emerson Mnangagwa's CAB.3 signing. There was a deafening silence. That's why yesterday I was speaking of the faction of Chiwenga blue-ticking the process, asking myself, is this blue-ticking of the process a sign of weakness or strength? And I think I dealt with that. And he says, whoever wins, wins, quoting the quotation of Mnangagwa. That was Emerson Mnangagwa's declaration to the retired generals. When he signed CAB.3, he arrogantly dismissed the people of Zimbabwe with the words, if you do not like it, go and sleep and get over it. As I have said, this was an insult, especially to those who are not supporting what is currently politically unfolding. Mnangagwa, who is afraid of elections, now wanting to impose himself through words that have got his signature. Will Zimbabweans allow this? You can see Zimbabweans are standing in their overwhelming majority to confront the lizard masquerading as a crocodile. So he goes on to say, that is how we are building this nation. Those words exposed a dangerous sense of entitlement and contempt for the very people he claims to lead. Zimbabwe does not belong to Emerson Mnangagwa, his family, Vene or Zwikananda. Zimbabwe belongs to every citizen who has walked its soil, to those who paid for its freedom with their blood, and to every generation determined to defend its future. Emerson Mnangagwa behaves as though he is indispensable and immortal, as if the nation exists to serve his personal ambitions. He is gravely mistaken. No Zimbabwean should ever be reduced to a subject of one family or a privileged political elite. As we approach the final push, we must remain disciplined, vigilant, and united. The road ahead carries risk, but history has shown that a united people are stronger than those who seek to intimidate and oppress them. Together with courage, resolve, and an unwavering commitment to Zimbabwe, we can defeat those who abuse power and reclaim our nation's future. That is General Retired Winston Sigauke Mapranga, war veteran, former commander, Zimbabwe National Army. This is the reaction following the CAB.3 signing by Emmerson Mnangagwa, specifically responding to the arrogant statement that was said by Mnangagwa when signing this anti-people piece of legislation, where he told the Zimbabweans, and I'm sure this was directed also to retired General Chiwenga, this was directed also to the retired military generals, and everyone who is against the mutilation of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, when he said, let those who do not like it go sleep. I mean, these are not the words that should be spoken by a normal leader. I always tell people that Mnangagwa is not a leadership material. I think we made this, it was the biggest ever mistake for whoever person brought Emmerson Mnangagwa as the president and thought that this person was going to serve. How do you speak like this? Now you are signing a legislation as a president, a legislation that will shape the future of the people of Zimbabwe, and you say these words, if you do not like it, go and sleep and get over it. He said these words, I think, in China. These are this is a dangerous statement spoken by a normal, it shows that above everything, Mnangagwa is not a normal head of state. Mnangagwa did not get the mandate from the people of Zimbabwe. And if you don't have the mandate from the people, you speak in such a disrespectful manner. If he carried the mandate of the people, if he was voted by the people of Zimbabwe in 2023, Mnangagwa would not be speaking like this. This shows that Zimbabwe is led by a demagogue. He doesn't care about a leader should embrace everybody. His statement was supposed to unite the nation. The mere fact that there is such overwhelming protest against this process shows that whatever he will try to do in Zimbabwe from now onwards, don't that he would be able to unite and develop Zimbabweans. You cannot, as a head of state, develop the country, especially if you are not followed by that particular country. Mnangagwa doesn't have the support of the people of Zimbabwe, which means the next coming years, he will spend those years trying to justify himself against the people of Zimbabwe. People are against this, and I can attest to you, it will be protest after protest until Emmerson Mnangagwa is gotten rid of, because it's unbearable. He will learn the power of the people. He will learn that people are very powerful. No matter how ruthless, no matter how arrogant you can be, people have the power at the end of the day. It's just that the people of Zimbabwe don't realize the power they have. People have the power. If they stand up and say enough is enough, he cannot, someone says we want those generals to lead us, to confront Emmerson Mnangagwa. I think, it's a point, but also this moment in time, you don't need to point someone as a godfather of this situation. Every Zimbabwean counts in this regard. It's a matter of all of us as the people of Zimbabwe, not to pinpoint and say so and so leaders. The people of Zimbabwe should take a lead, because once you say someone lead us in this process, they target that person. And I can tell you at the moment, the most targeted person in Zimbabwe is none other than retired General Chiwenga and those who are perceived to be working with him. Definitely the likes of Tendai, they are going to be pursued by the state apparatus, because Mnangagwa sees, he already smells that I have signed that document, but there is still a lot of work to be done. they have declared that that document. It's the very first time to hear opposition speaking like this. Sometimes they'll say, no, you rigged the elections, but you can't rig the economy, and let the president lead the country. So he says, why should I rig the economy? I'll let the economy like this and continue at the helm. But this time around, they are saying to Emmerson Mnangagwa, that was just a signature. That was just a signature. In 2028, you won't be there. You see, those words on their own, they go straight to the deep ends of the fears of Emmerson Mnangagwa. They are now speaking like politicians. Okay, the democratic process, you have manipulated it, but we are telling you that what you did with a pen and a paper and Ziambi printing that paper for you to sign it, it's a non-starter. What we should make it known to you is that 2028 we will have, others, they say it in 2028 there will be elections, and Professor Love Momaduku saying we've got many avenues. There is the judiciary system of Zimbabwe. Will also try that avenue. If not, we will definitely, the streets would be the next avenue to get rid of Emmerson Mnangagwa. And it is, and they say it a peaceful streets occupation. It has to be peaceful, but we know that Mnangagwa doesn't like peace. It doesn't love peace. Definitely being threatened. Zimbabweans are a threat to Emmerson Mnangagwa. That is why, to his existence. And also, one thing I can tell you is that Mnangagwa hates the people of Zimbabwe, and he hasn't healed from the fact that the people of Zimbabwe shot in flames in 2018. They did not. The number that he got in 2023 is the very same number that he got in 2018. Zimbabweans shot Emmerson Mnangagwa flames. They did not like him. He performed dismally to such an extent that the generals called him and said, my man, the 5 years that we had initially talked about, make sure that you pick yours and go and allow someone to come through, someone who will be popular, someone who would be embraced by people. ZANU-PF will be under threat if it is led by a person like you. Because then the military was in charge of elections. They allowed free and fair elections, and they did not allow free and fair results to come in. That is why a lot of Zimbabweans would be justified to say, but also you, the military generals, you are, a number of you are being killed in a manner you are killed. You have yourself to blame because you actually stole the elections in 2018. You allowed, Emmerson Mnangagwa did not win elections, but you allowed him to continue to lead. And those who allowed that, most of them, they are in their graves at the moment. You see, that was a miscalculation, a very, very serious miscalculation on their part. They were supposed to be vigilant to the fact that this man is not loved by the people. So now he developed enmity with the generals that told him that pack yours and go. We're going to just give you the last 5 years. Afterwards, you should actually go. Pack yours and go. And then it developed hatred. It developed also hatred against Zimbabweans. In 2023, it was worse because the world witnessed itself that Mnangagwa is hated to the core by the people of Zimbabwe. The world witnessed that the people of Zimbabwe, in their overwhelming majority, rejected Emmerson Mnangagwa. Now, instead of actually accepting the reality, now he is fighting against the people. He is stopping them from voting for a president. That is a revenge. He is revenging. It's someone with anger and is directing that anger to the people of Zimbabwe. The people should have a choice. ZANU-PF should not always force themselves to vote for a lizard masquerading as a crocodile. No, people should have actually the liberty to choose their preferred leader. You see, the very moment someone wants to actually choose for the people, there is a problem. That's where the problem begins. So that's where we find ourselves in, because we are dealing with someone who is dealing with the reality of being hated by the people of Zimbabwe. And of course, they have got a choice to choose whom to love and whom to hate. They did not choose him. They hate him with a passion. And if he was a decent man, he could have actually left power a long time ago, because in the first elections, people did not trust him with the 5-year mandate. He stole that 5-year mandate. People became patient. In 2023, they showed him that we are against you. So it's quite simple at the moment. This is in the hands of the people of Zimbabwe. Zimbabweans, we should rise. Let's rise and fight. Already, I've already started fighting, if you hear the language that I'm using. So let's stand in our overwhelming majority, occupy the streets, stop these Zikanandas from getting money. If we are in the roads for we don't need more than a week. For just a week, if we put the stones in all the roads across Zimbabwe, make sure that there is nothing goes normal. If they remove them, we return them. For 7 days, we disturb the operations of this country. I can tell you, we make that sacrifice. Mnangagwa would be forced to go. It is against any reasonable doubt that this is a call for the people of Zimbabwe to be alive to their politics, to participate. There is no way where we are wanted. We have got only one home, and that home is Zimbabwe, and we have to fight for that home. The problem is Mnangagwa. The problem is Zikananda. Let's get rid and uproot these individuals as a matter of urgency. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button, so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Signing off. Let me love.